which only made the anxiety and the fear way bigger. Yes.
It's really hard. But then on the other side of it, the thing to be careful about is if you're a person who's like, I don't feel that sensitivity and connection, I am so good at those boundaries, I don't want you to think about those boundaries anymore, because if you want to build a resilient kid, you probably need to be a little bit more attuned. You've got the boundaries down.
What happens if you're too tough? What happens if you have an orchid who's very, very sensitive and it's frustrating as hell, and you do not validate what they're feeling because you've just had it with them?
I mean, again, so if sometimes that happens, who cares? If that happens more often than not, what your message is you are defective. You, kid, are defective. You shouldn't be feeling those feelings. And so they will either hide them. They're not going to stop feeling them. Nobody stops feeling them. They just don't share that with you. And so you lose the thing that is most protective for resilience, which is relationship. And so that's why that like tough love in the absence of the connection can be harmful.
You know, I find a lot of times when I talk to somebody like you who has all of the research and the amazing simple things that we need to do, right? And you then start to assess the way that you were either raised or the way that you raised your kids. And you recognize, I wasn't raised the way you're talking about, but I'd like to be better. Like, where do you start when you have this realization that you would like to raise your kids differently? You would like to be a different parent?
I think it always starts, almost always, it starts with a breath, with your hand on your heart and just releasing some of the pressure, because you did not make the choice of how you were raised. And you can love your parents deeply and know that they were doing the best that they could do with what they had, with the resources that they had, and that you can still do a little bit better because you listened to this podcast episode and you were like, I think I have more resources now. And of course, there's many bigger resources that people need. And that moment of self-compassion gives you the compassion that your parents can get so that you can kind of release that and move forward. And then I think every time you pause before acting with your kids, you're doing it. You're just giving a little bit of space.
That's beautiful.